Hi Scorpio, welcome to your annual 2024-25 Astrology Horoscope forecast. Welcome back to my channel. It's a transitional year, Scorpios. We are moving from the earth and water energies and we are moving into the fire and air frequencies. I'm going to be focusing on slow moving planets. Primarily, I'm going to be looking at Pluto and I'm going to be looking at Jupiter. Now, I've spoken at great length about Pluto. I'm going to be linking up a video over here. Should that interest you, should you want to know exactly as to why is it that we should not be ignoring Pluto and how is it that it is not going to be sparing us, it would be worth your while to watch it. Now, Pluto is one of the slowest moving planets. It takes about 252 years to complete one circle, one orbit. And it has been in Capricorn for the last 20 years and now it is moved, it is rolled into Aquarius where it is going to be there for the next 20 years. Pluto is also known as the Lord or the God of underworld. So everything, our deep psychological patterns, our past, our fears, our dark side, everything that we fear is ruled by Pluto. Pluto, though is known as a dwarf planet, is one of the most potent planet and maybe it is rightly feared, rightfully so. Pluto also is, I would say, a little bit more tougher than Saturn, wherein Saturn is the teacher planet. Pluto will keep, because it's a slow moving planet and it's a long transit, it's about 20 years. It keeps repeating those situations, those circumstances in our lives, keeps bringing about the certain kind of people in our life or situations so that we can learn, we can evolve. Pluto, of course, loves it when you put in the work. So it would be worth your while rather than fighting with whether it is a need to procrastinate, whether it is rather a tendency to procrastinate, or whether there's a tendency to sort of not look at life squarely and accept it and understand that till the time that you move, nothing will move, and till the time that you evolve, nothing will change, is pretty much a Plutonian lesson, and Pluto loves it when you work along with it. Now, on the Jan 21st, Pluto is rolling into your house of home. It is going to be there for the next 20 years. It's a house of your mother. It is ruled by Cancer. It's an extremely strong energy. And because it's also Pluto is moving into Aquarius, it has moved away from structure, rigidity. It's moving more into expanding of your mind. It's going to be making you look at fresher perspectives. Now, it's a time where there could be a lot of idealism as far as your life is concerned. Maybe you sort of take it from your mother. Maybe there is a way to idolize things too much, and maybe you do not look at the truth till it's too late. So they can be that a lot of situations will be brought up for you so that you can look at things and maybe do a happy compromise. They can also be that you can expect deeper changes in your home or in your family life or in your psyche. This is also a time where you need to your needs for nurturing, your needs for transformation and involvement will become far more intense. And in any case, Scorpio's intensity is something which is not new for you. You're in any case, as a zodiac, I think one of the most intense zodiacs. But Pluto combining over here with your co-ruler Saturn is just going to be making things a tad more obsessive for you. So your connections to family members that can evolve on a fundamental level, especially in terms of responsibilities, support, or role. And it can also be that you can sort of retreat yourself into this cycle as you explore on a very deep level your roots, your childhood conditioning, feelings of personal security. And if you have been feeling somewhat of a victim of your family relationships, for example, then this is a time when you will feel it more acutely and there may be a need for you to do something about it. It can also be that buried resentments come more on the surface, and they demand to be handled. Avoid focusing on regrets and dead-end situations, as the tendency to obsess over things that can't or should be changed runs very high with this transit. And by the time that this transit ends, depending as to how old that you are, you're more equipped ever to go exactly after what it is that you want in life, or just be resigned. Superficial areas in your life, they are going to be removed or transformed, and you're going to feel freer to express yourself and be more of your authentic self. Also, with the Plutonian transit, try and watch out for a tendency to hold something with tight fists, whether it is how you hold your relationships, or how it is that you want to be in a relationship, or how you conduct your finances. Whatever it is, Pluto is going to ask you to let go of some of that power. Wear it easy, Scorpios. Be little um, uh, be little easy, be little, I would say, um, light-hearted, walk through life with sort of by with a light foot, tread on it. Don't sort of, you know make deep marks. Jealousy or possessiveness are likelihood, and they will basically be stemming more from your own sense of insecurity or vulnerability, and overpowering need to make your life as stable and secure as you can. Will be there for you. Unfortunately, the stronger that you hold on, the weaker it will become. And whether it is and again, this again has to do with your psychological patterns. It is not that you're physically sort of holding on to something. um, like I said, it may have to do with your tendency not to look at life or situation the way that it is. It may be that there's too much of idealism that you are surrounded with, or that you have, that you're refusing to look at things for what they are. And you will, during this time, other people around you, they may find you a little too self-absorbed. And it is I think your partners really need to be patient with you till the time the new self sort of emerges, because you are going to be going through at a foundational level a massive change. You're going to be looking at your patterns, your what is it that your, whether it was childhood trauma, or your childhood upbringing, or your resentments or regrets that are there. All of that sort of baggage needs to be looked at, but it will if the person with you has the patience, I think you're just going to be there, they and you are just going to be meeting a more confident and a brand new person. To summarize the Pluto transit, and I think I can go on and on about it, but just how you could, I'm just going to summarize as to how it is that you can um, survive it. That it's a fabulous time to be transform your view of home. What is it that it means to you? What security it brings to you? It's a great time to be also transforming literally the physical space where you live. Good time to be renovating. Good time to be changing house, buying, renting, leasing. It's also a time wherein that you could. It will become important that you're very comfortable where you live. You may also need to assess your issues with your family, and determine whether things can be salvaged, the relationships that you have with them, and transform them, because this is I think Pluto has literally come as a catalyst so that you can look at certain areas in your life, in your relationships within your family, that you're not too happy about, and then you can evolve, or you can grow, or you can transform them. And if you can't, if you feel that it's things are like really way beyond can't go ahead, then you may need to sort of let them go. And this is also a good transit to dig deep within yourself, and getting to your core and understanding your emotional issues. What are your triggers? And also what makes you tick, so that you can become more stronger internally. I think the important thing over here, because there's a lot of idealism, there's a lot of, which tends to bring about procrastination, ideally, something which we know that we're capable of, but we keep the reward away from us because we feel some way that we don't deserve it. Hence, it's important to undo or untangle or look at that, the childhood patterns, the patterns that you've grown up with. What is it that you feel that you do not deserve, in order for you to sort of keep pushing success away. And as much as, like I said, it's a contrast, it's kind of a strange dichotomy. You may want it, but you are the person who's coming, in front of your own success. This is, of course, for some of you, wherein that you may have a Saturn or Uranus in this house as well. There is a chance for you to become much, much more emotionally stronger, and this can literally set you up for the rest of your life. We have, I'm going to look at the eclipses now. We have the first set of eclipses that are there on March 25th, which is there in your house of behind the scenes. And then we have another solar eclipse on the 8th of April, and that is there in your house of day-to-day chores and your health. So your first set of eclipses has, it has to do with um, retreating, researching, introspecting, and then it is also the new opportunity as to how it is that you can maybe be more productive at work, how it is that you change your perspective around your work. It also at times speaks about a new job during this time, that is the 8th of April. On 25th, we have Jupiter that is moving into your house. This is the second big thing. Pluto in your house of home is going to be resonating with Jupiter that is there in your house of joint finances. So it's really a time of spiritual contentment broadly, but it's also coming to terms with power and sharing issues in your life. And during this cycle, you are less sensitive to power struggles and issues of sharing resources, and you are likely to you're less likely to resort to manipulative tactics, and less concerned about leaving yourself emotionally vulnerable to others. For a lot of you, you are going to see the benefits in the areas of joint finances, shared resources, loans, taxes, sexuality, intimacy, healing, and personal transformation, research, investigation, and psychological matter during this Jupiter transit. And Jupiter, whatever that it touches, it tends to expand, it tends to broaden it. It's also a very positive effect because Jupiter is the benefactor, he's the giver. So this is a time that you will also find that there is an increased psychological understanding, there is intimacy, and perhaps accumulation of wealth if you manage your resources well. And you are more capable of helping friends and loved ones who are dealing with a crisis, and you are going to be the dependable one. Friends will sort of know that, okay, if I reach out to her or to him or them, then for sure you won't let them down. Any type of in-depth study or research is likely to go really well during this time. Now, whether an insurance settlement, a tax rebate, or an inheritance could come your way, this is an excellent time to work on financial planning and strategy. A new home or a car is possible now as well. And financial gains, may come through a partnership, or they may be increase in your partner's or spouse's income as well. So your focus on your partner, can become quite expansive, quite warm during this time. We have Mercury retrogrades in April, August, and November, and they are there in fire houses, fire signs. So your house of earned income and self-worth, your house of day-to-day chores, and your career is where the Mercury retrograde is going to be happening. Now, retrogrades are a time of taking a pause. They're a time where we need to be stepping back. We need to be looking at our decisions. It gives us an opportunity to do like a recourse or change direction. So for you, it's going to be in areas mostly around how it is that you're managing your money, or the kind of money that you're earning. Maybe you need to be changing a job. Maybe you need to be investing better. It speaks about your health, that you need to be again pausing and reflecting whether you are eating right, whether what is it that you need to be eating or working out or having a balance. And similarly for your career, that is the time that you really in some cases it could be that you are there's sort of a regret regarding a work decision, but there's an opportunity for you to redo it as well. The second set of eclipses come in mid-year, that is on September 18th. We have a lunar eclipse that is there in your house of love and romance. And then in October, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house of behind the scenes. So second set of eclipses again, eclipses last for about 6 months. So the lunar eclipse in September is basically something is coming, whether it's a passion project that is coming to an end, whether you're releasing a book, you're releasing a piece of music. In certain cases, maybe a love relationship sort of, comes to an end. And in October, there is you are sort of new opportunity to again connect spiritually, recharge your emotional batteries, be of service to others, be involved in research work is indicated. We'll end the year on 2024, December 6th, with Mars, which will go retrograde in your house of career. And the retrograde is still there till about February 2025. So this is really a time of reflection as to with where your career is concerned, what is it that you want out of your work, how it is that you want to be perceived, the kind of work that you want to be doing, accolades, recognition, all of, because it's a retrograde, that means it's sort of slowing down over there. It's giving you a pause to see where exactly you are, where work is concerned. It would be a good while, I think, a good opportunity during this Mars retrograde in your career house to maybe look at your earlier ideas. Have a plan B, Scorpios, this year for as far as your work is concerned. Look at sort of a plan A and a B, what you would want to do where your career is concerned. So things are coming up on the surface. They're moving away more from Capricornian, Pluto and Capricorn energy into structure, authority, and it's moving and hoarding. And it's moving more into AI, technology, inclusivity. It's talking about being collaborative. It does not really favor the solo. Similarly, it is about exchange of knowledge, exchange of creative um, talents that are there, and also it's a time of healing as well. Alternative therapies, alternative way of, whether it is cooking food, consuming food, all of that is going to get highlighted for us. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Scorpios. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for